Hey, everybody, welcome back. You're in for a treat today. I have one of our two Comic Club award-winning participants here. I'm our current funnel hacker. I'd love to welcome to the show, Mr. Aleric Heck. Aleric Heck, welcome.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on, Dave. I'm excited to be on here.
Well, he's actually working from his home office. I'm actually in our office. It's the only place I could get internet good enough to actually conduct the, I've got everyone in my house on Zoom right now for some reason, whether it's school or work or anyway. So with that being said, I'm super excited. We're going to be talking a lot about YouTube ads, and it kind of ties into everything Russell's been talking about regarding traffic secrets. And the cool thing about Elric is he's actually been doing this a long time. In fact, I'll let him kind of tell his story, and then we're going to dive in and talk a lot about what you can actually be doing in your business, how you can actually use YouTube site to sell high-ticket courses, membership sites, everything else. So Elric, give a little story as far as a background in your decades worth of time here on YouTube as a producer and now also running ads.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm excited to talk about the ads in just a bit as well. But just to talk about my background, I actually started out back in 2009 with a YouTube channel, and totally different platform back then, standard definition videos. There was a star rating system. It wasn't like my video. It was rated 5 stars. It was a totally different platform. And I started out with, originally creating a channel, reviewing tech products, mobile applications. It was called AppFind, and I grew that channel up, and I started getting lots of views, lots of subscribers. People cared, what I had to say, which was really exciting. And actually, I grew it into the largest app review channel on YouTube, and today it has over 450,000 subscribers, which is, pretty cool. And I was building this up. I was getting lots of sponsors and, people who were looking to have me promote their mobile app and things like that. And I was kind of an influencer before that was even a word, right? So, 5-6 years ago, people were paying a few $1,000s for me to review, or post a video or do different kind of sponsorships and things. And I was really excited. It was really fun, but I knew I wanted something more. I wanted to kind of take things to the next level. And so I remember there was one particular app, and this was a social media networking app. They, hired us to do a sponsorship of video promotion on our channel. And this is about 5-6 years ago. And we basically created a video, and it got thousands of users. The company was really excited. We were hired by a performance marketing company out of Silicon Valley. And they were like, hey, how can we get more downloads? Can you post the video again? Or tweet it out, or basically, how can we get more people to see the video? And I said, hey, I've been exploring a little bit with YouTube ads. And I had been running just some small ads for my channel. I was doing a little bit of affiliate marketing with YouTube ads as well. But this was the first person I had kind of pitched running a YouTube ad for. And they were a little skeptical, but they said, hey, we'll give you $500 to run this as an ad. And I took that same video with $500. In 1 week, we got over 11,000 users for their app.
That's a serious number. 11,000 people?
11,000 users.
One YouTube ad.
With one YouTube ad, $500 in a week. It was, and I didn't even know they were getting paid $1 per user because they were a performance marketing company. And so they loved that. They thought it was incredible. And so, they actually called me back and they said, hey, and we kept kind of running that promotion, but they called me back. They said, hey, we've got actually a really big brand that we want you to, run some of the YouTube promotions for. Basically it was a company that the company did become like a $1 billion kind of unicorn, which was pretty cool. But the company that they basically had me running these $1,000 a day promotions on YouTube of all of the different channels that had sponsorships of this brand. And that was like the second advertiser I had actually run ads for, and I was running these big campaigns. And I was in college at the time too. And so it was really exciting. And so I started to turn some of these app developers I was working with into clients of mine, where I would start running these YouTube ads originally for mobile apps. But I was trying to figure out how I could reach more people. And this is actually why it's so great that I'm on here, and this is kind of where the ClickFunnels side of the story comes in. Because I remember distinctly, this was, so I had been doing now the YouTube ads for mobile apps for maybe about a year. So I, think 2015 to 2016, and then fast forward to 2016, I think it was like October, November was the HubSpot Inbound Conference right here. I'm based out of Boston. So right here in Cambridge.
2016, you
And
said?
yes, this was in 2016.
I was actually at that one.
Oh, really? That's incredible. So our paths may have
I know.
crossed, or maybe I even spoke with you, which would be really funny. But I actually spoke with the people at the ClickFunnels booth, and that might have been, you know, yourself, which would be great, a full circle, right? And I said, hey, I've got this that I'm running, but I don't know how to find new B2B, you know, customers that I'm looking for. And that's when I first got started on ClickFunnels from there, and got a lot of swag, but I also actually created the ClickFunnels account, and I started to use that to find mobile app developer clients. I found some mentors in the space as well who had already been leveraging funnels, and I eventually, you know, drove millions of downloads for different mobile app developers companies. Now that was kind of the peak of mobile apps, and things started to not necessarily decline a little bit, but I started to see, hey, I want to actually provide, you know, tangible ROI, like return. And now I was introduced to this world of ClickFunnels and online courses and, you know, mentors and people like that. And I said, what if I run YouTube ads for other people and help them learn, you know, how to do YouTube ads? And I was already doing it for myself because I was getting app developers through YouTube ads onto ClickFunnels into clients. And this is what I started to do. So I started to work with some different people on YouTube ads, you know, for themselves, originally kind of managing it for them, work with some big names, different people that got their own, you know, I saw people get their 2 comma clubs. I see all kinds of people. And that's when I was like, you know what, now I'm actually going to branch off. And for the last couple of years, I've actually been teaching YouTube ads, you know, building out my own funnel, helping, you know, these other course creators, online, you know, coaches, consultants, leverage YouTube ads. And so that's kind of been my background, and it's gotten me to where I am today. And I'm just awesome. Very excited to be on here.
Well, for a lot of people, most people, at least from my experience, tend to start off on Facebook, using Facebook ads and things. I think one of the things I hear from a lot of people is, well, YouTube takes too long to convert. What's your answer on that?
Yeah, that's actually great. A great question, because that's the code that I've actually been able to crack. And that's what I'm excited to talk about today. And I've got some, you know, actual tangible things that I recommend to get, you know, obviously the listeners YouTube ads to convert better, is because most people, when they start running ads on YouTube, is they're going more inadvertently. They want conversions, they want direct response, but they inadvertently go the branding route, right? Because a lot of the big brands, you know, think Geico, Ford, et cetera, that are advertising on YouTube are branding, as opposed to actually going after those direct response conversions. And so what we've done is I've created a strategy called our 3D YouTube ads targeting and a direct response YouTube ad script. And we can talk about both of these in this podcast. That I found are the key to actually having a high converting YouTube ad that actually converts right away. Instead of just having it be more branding and, you know, people finding you and discovering you, this is more getting people to actually sign up for a webinar, actually opt into a VSL, download a lead magnet, you know, go into your funnel and essentially take action. So if you want, I'm happy to kind of dive in.
Please.
And there's 2 sides. There's the script, and then there's the targeting.
Awesome. So the 3D YouTube ads?
Perfect. Yeah, I'll talk about that first, and then I'll get into kind of the script side of things. So the big mistake that I found that people make when they start advertising, you know, on YouTube, and this actually kind of goes into other platforms too, is, you know, a lot of people just advertise in 2 dimensions. And so, for instance, on Facebook, kind of the classic example is you have the demographics of who somebody is, and then you're combining that with interests, likes, you know, behaviors. And again, that can be very powerful, and it is very powerful for a lot of people. But the problem is it's only 2 dimensions. You don't have what they're doing right now. You know, they're just kind of scrolling through Facebook. On YouTube, you have 2 different dimensions. You have the demographics, you know, who they are, but then you have what they're watching right now. So for instance, you know, let's say somebody's looking up how to get leads or how to get fit, how to get in shape. And let's say you have a fitness funnel, right? You could run your ad in front of that person, but you don't know who they are. You just know what they're watching. So we've created this concept of 3D YouTube ads where you take the demographics of who somebody is and also incorporate into it household income, which Google is actually much better. Not a lot of people know this, but think the listeners will really appreciate this. Google's really good at determining household income on an individual level versus on Facebook, it's zip code. We know that it's zip code. Google, it's individual. It's your actual household income. And again, it's not perfect, but it does a little bit of a better job. So you take that demographics, you have the video somebody's actually watching right now, and you can do that with keywords, placement targeting. You could do that with topic targeting, right? So you have a collection of the video that they're watching. So maybe a keyword is how to lose weight or how to get fit. And then you combine that with a third element that a lot of people don't know you could do on YouTube. And that is actually combining it with affinity and interest audiences. So you can layer what they're watching with who they are. So there's audiences of people that are in the market for business opportunities, people who are in the market for weight loss, right? And if you combine that with people who's watching a video right now on the best workout routines, or how to lose weight, and then you know that they're in the top 30% of income earners, you've just identified a high ticket fitness buyer. And that's essentially the missing component when people start advertising on YouTube. And we'll talk about the video, which is really important too, is having that 3D structure, right? So it's not just who they are and that they can afford it, but also what they're watching and something about them, right? What are they in the market for? What are their affinities? You can even target people. There's something called a custom URL affinity. You could target people based on sites or similar sites they've been on in the past. Anything that has Google Analytics, it's really powerful. And so we're creating this triangle, the 3D YouTube ads, this triangle of exactly who that ideal person is. I'll give another example just to kind of paint the picture and hopefully get the listeners really excited is, let's say you're trying to reach somebody who's looking to grow their business, get more leads, get more sales. You could target somebody who's in the top 30% of income earners, right? So you know that they're more likely to buy a course or a high ticket program or whatever it is. So top 30%. They're looking up the search terms, how to get leads or how to get sales. And that's the video that they're watching. And then on the other side, you actually have that they're in the market for advertising and marketing services, or they've been on other sites before. Maybe they've even, you might even put in ClickFunnels as a website. I've done that in the past, right? And there's all these different ways that you can reach the right person. You're basically building a triangle, and right in the middle, that's your ideal customer who's ready to buy. So that's our concept of 3D YouTube targeting. And obviously, Dave, if you have any questions on that, or I can expand on that.
I think it's super cool. I think the affinity side is what most people kind of forget.
Exactly.
And I think that's a piece that, again, I know obviously people talk a ton about demographics and obviously what they're watching is where you're going to place the ad. Yes. But I think the affinity is really cool, especially if you can get that kind of, those kind of specifics. That's awesome.
Exactly.
Let's dive into the actual video itself then.
Absolutely. So what we've come up with is this concept of a direct response YouTube ad. And this is the other side of things, right? Where you see, where people, get wrong when they start advertising on YouTube is they'll go for those 30 or 60-second ads. That's not actually what we recommend. Those are good for branding, right? So those are good for, kind of the Geicos of the world, things like that. But for you, especially as an expert, right? An expert-based business, info style business, you actually want to provide some value, actually educate, give a little bit of value on the video so people trust you, they see you as the expert, and they're ready to take action. And so we found there's 3 components to a winning YouTube ad, and there's also a typical length. So the length that we like to see is actually between 2 and 5 minutes long, which a lot of people are surprised at. Because that is longer than most people think to do on YouTube ads, definitely longer than a Facebook ad. But the reason for that is there's 3 components. We want to make sure we hit all of them. There's a hook, so you capture somebody's attention, you pull the right person in. There's education, and this is the longest section, and this is the one most people leave out. We'll go through each of these in a second. And then there's a call to action to get them off of the video and into the rest of your funnel, right? Basically going into your funnel. And so essentially, just to break those down, the hook, we found that there's 2 big things to do. You want to entice and pull the right person in. So you want to have, a solution to a major problem somebody has, something that is almost a little bit provocative, like, basically one of our hooks that we use is, what if you could ethically hijack your competitor's traffic and send it directly into your own funnel? Well, we're going to show you how to do that using YouTube video ads, right? And so it's not just, do you want to learn YouTube ads? It's, ethically hijack competitors' traffic, send it into your own funnel. We're speaking to people, right? Obviously talked about funnels, right? ClickFunnels, if you're in this space, you're going to be excited about it, but you're also providing an angle that gets people interested. At the same time, it's pushing away somebody who's a bad fit, right? I'm using this lingo. I'm using the examples of online businesses to basically say, hey, this is the type of person we want to pull in. We want to repel people who might not self-identify with that. So you want to pull the right person in your hook, but also push the wrong people away. Because on YouTube, you only pay if somebody watches 30 seconds of your ad, which is incredibly valuable, right? Only the people most interested. And so if you can get the people who aren't interested to skip, that's going to be really, really valuable for you. And so once you hook the right people, now you want to educate. This is where you're providing value. This is, one of the best parts that I love. A lot of people leave this out, is you want to actually teach people and give people golden nuggets as the expert. Remember, people are on YouTube to learn. So if somebody's looking up how to lose weight, if you just say, do you want to lose weight? Then go sign up for my webinar. People haven't actually extracted any value. Versus if you say, we found the 3 biggest misconceptions with losing weight are this, this, and this. You don't need to spend hours and hours a day. You just need to do the right workouts, which we're going to show you. Big part of it is food, and you got to make sure you're eating the right things. If you neglect that, then you're going to never lose the weight that you're looking to lose. So basically, you're planting these seeds, you're teaching a little bit, and you're getting people enticed and excited to take that next step, right? So when you say you introduce your webinar, right, whether it's a webinar or VSL, whatever it is, when you introduce that, people are going to have to sign up because you've already teased them of the content. And that's where you as an expert can get people to really trust you. And then you have a clear and concise call to action. I call it making it stupid simple. So I actually like to throw up the ClickFunnels page and show, here's exactly what you need to do. You'll get to a page that looks just like this. Choose a date and time that works for you for the webinar. And then, put in your information, you'll get instant access, or you'll be able to sign up for the next webinar, whatever it is. And that's basically the formula. It starts out with a hook, right? Pull in the right person, push away the wrong person, educate, provide some real value, get people enticed, and then have a clear and concise call to action. Makes it stupid simple to take those next steps into the rest of the funnel.
I love that. It's funny. I remember back, it's probably been 4 or 5 years since Trey Llewellyn did that on his actually order page, where you have a video showing people exactly how to fill out the order page. So I think it's a great idea as far as helping people understand, here's what you're going to click this link. It's going to look like this. You're going to enter your name here, your email here. I think that's a great idea. Super cool.
Exactly.
So tell me what are the verticals or niches that you play in the most?
Absolutely. So some of the biggest ones, so obviously on a broad spectrum, it's going to be high ticket and online courses. That's the majority of the clients that we have. We have some e-com clients, especially more funnel-based e-com, less, kind of like odds and ends, like all kinds of things, like more based around one singular product that they're looking to sell. But in general, about 80% of our clients are going to fall into either, high ticket programs, coaching, consulting, or service providers. And then on the other side is going to be online courses. We do a lot with people that are teaching e-com, Amazon. That's really hot. We've had many different Amazon people, and several of them have gotten 2 comma club type things.
That's
right?
So cool.
Yeah, where they basically go in, they're teaching FBA by Amazon and things like that, and which is really fun. And then we have several people in kind of the coaching space, how to build your business, how to start getting leads, marketing, sales. We also have some people in the fitness space. We have people actually a lot of people in like real estate investment coaching, things like that. So there's a variety of different areas, but honestly, we've worked with a lot of different businesses. I'd say the big thing that we work with the best with this strategy, right, is going to be those high ticket, businesses, and then online courses where they're looking to kind of have that automated funnel.
I love it. Well, Aleric, if people want to find out more about you or what you're doing, what's the easiest, best place for them to go?
Absolutely. So I've actually put together a page just, for being on this podcast. It's actually our gift page with a bunch of different resources on YouTube ads, a link to our Facebook group, which is YouTube Ads for Entrepreneurs, and several other areas as well. It's adoutreach.com/gifts. That's adoutreach.com/gift. And I have a little video there. Thank you for watching the podcast. A bunch of different resources. We also have a webinar as well. That would be adoutreach.com/webinar. Dives into YouTube ads and how all this works.
So adoutreach.com/gift or /webinar.
Exactly.
So adoutreach.com. Aleric, thank you so much. Do this crazy content. I appreciate. I love when people can get on and go, okay, these are the 3 things you need to do. You got to do this, 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 and this, and here's where you go next.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dave.
My pleasure. We'll talk to you soon.